Hello, welcome. If you're watching, God bless you. Just adjusting my cap. I do have some clippings in right now, okay? Random info. I do want to say hi. We have a special vid today. Um, it's gonna be a story time. A story time and no, the fly needs to go away. Like, I love God's creatures. However, I don't know if I want to fly in my I don't want a fly in my video. So yeah, today is gonna be a story time as well as book lover club. Yes, it's been a while since I've done a book lover club. It's my series. If you haven't seen it, go watch it if you want. However, yes, welcome. God bless you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the episode. Okay, let me talk about what's going on in this setting. So, about myself, no makeup. I just have on a lip mask, Bath and Body Works BBW. It's vanilla. I've shown it before in another video, so yeah, go watch. There's lots of different videos, and they're not really in any chronological order, but yeah. Say for example, the conference, I still have another conference sequel that it's under construction right now. Let's see, the cap was a gift from my mom, and God bless her. And I guess since we're talking about that, here's a photo of my mom and I. We went to Din Din, and yeah, we were approached to take the photo, and I'm very happy that we did. The flowers, the vase is from Target. The flowers themselves, yeah, it's from Target. Okay, I don't want to hear nobody mouth. The roses are from, cause yeah. The flowers, I just changed them out yesterday. Actually the day before. These are from a flower shop new in the Bronx, the Boogie Down. The cat is rolling around over there on the carpet. The dog is curled up in a tight little ball. Also on the carpet. We put up the cat's cat tree today. So Lucy's cat tree, that's her name. Her cat tree is up. God blessed me, with the reuniting of me and my cat. I did also a video on that, so yeah, go watch if you want. The story time. So let me tell you, I moved in recently. Not so recent at this point, not that recently, but I moved to this apartment in a different state. So I'm in New York. I moved from Ohio. And at the time, when I was moving stuff in, so I was moving stuff into the apartment, the new apartment, and I went into the dollar store. I went into the store and I saw these chairs, and I felt like the Lord was telling me to wait. I felt like I needed to wait on the chairs. This was like months ago, okay? Um, but yeah, I felt like I needed to wait on the chair. I don't think I needed multiple. I just wanted one for my kitchen. I don't want to say need. I have to use that word lightly. I also had to regulate myself. Also in the arms, I need to regulate that. But long story short, today was the day the Lord nudged me to go get the chair. So I was walking there and I'm on my way to get the chair and I saw someone I've known for years. It's like a man. And I decided to, I was looking and like I was gonna say hi to him. So in me saying hi, he was um, he was like, come, let me talk to you. So I was like, um, and it's ironic because earlier today, well, it's after midnight, so I have to say yesterday. So earlier in the day, yesterday, I was watching, and this all transpired yesterday. I was watching this video, and there was an actor, and there was, this guy was referring to a situation where he was meeting up with somebody for business, like business purposes. But the person, each time he met up with the person, Lord, filter my words, it's like the person, like they weren't doing the business as intended. So he said, I'm talking about the business pitch, and the person is not, watch the post. The post is laid out. Lucy, you alright? The tail. She communicates with her tail. So he's talking about the business. The person isn't really entertaining business, just looking at him. And he was like, every time I go to the business with this person, they're just looking at me. And somebody ended up saying to him that they think the person wants something from him, not business related. Anyway, like in me saying hi to this person, just greeting them because I've known them for years or I've seen them for years around. So I'm just being pleasant, neighborly, and they're coming with something else. And so I was like, well, I'm on my way somewhere. I'm going somewhere. And I walked away. And in me walking away, I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to walk the same way again. I don't want to go past that spot, that area, because I don't want to have to deal with the awkward interaction. I'm not afraid. I'm not like, because like I said, I've seen this person for years. I'm just more so like, I don't want to have to deal with it. Like rejecting the person. Anyways, I don't want to, let me not say that. You know what? I don't know if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean, if you know, you know. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So I'm there talking to God. Let me say that. I don't want to say it, I have to say it lightly. And I'm like, should I walk a different way? That's what I said. That's what I asked. Should I walk a different route back? And the response to me was no. Not verbal, okay? Calm down. For those people, oh, you hear voices. No, I don't. So I'm like, okay, maybe the person won't be there when I'm heading back. So, anyways, I kept on my way, and when I'm approaching the store to get the chair, where the chair is, I see a person with a bag. And um, it dawned on me I could go to the grocery store. So I also felt like God, like the Holy Spirit, nudged me to go to the grocery store. So I'm there thinking to myself, like, what am I gonna get in the grocery store? Because yes, I need groceries. At the same time, things are kind of tight right now. Um, in terms of like money. And A, not gonna say that. This is PGY, but PGG general. So, anyways, fast forward, go to the grocery store before the chair, and it also ended up dawning on me that actually before I decided to go to the store, I'm like, I'll take a cab back. That way, whether I was thinking about it in that moment or not, I'm not gonna cross paths necessarily. Mind you, anything can happen. If it's God's will, it's gonna happen. I'm like, I won't cross paths with that person to have to deal with this awkward interaction. I'm gonna end that story time right here, and we're gonna get to the books for Book Lover Club. Thanks for listening anyway. And yes, my clippings are from the beauty supply store. Also by Allerton on Allerton Avenue. God first, love always. Cool. Why are you looking around like that? Why are you looking around? And him roll right back up like a little caterpillar, a little centipede, like a brownie. If you know brownie, you know brownie. Curl up. I saw him curl up. My gone. My gone. Where did I reach? Lord. Come. Come. Yes. Do the story time with me. Boy. Picture frame, knock over. Head knock over. Everything. Not everything. Lucy, finish the story time with me. So, I think where I got in the video, turn around. Before it's just, you need to brush. She needs to brush out. She need a bath. She need a shave, nail trim, the works. So I think where I got in the story time was deciding to take a cab back. So anyway, I go into the grocery store, and I picked up some watermelon, and I picked up some seasoning, I picked up a few other things, and Jesus please. I go on. Yeah, I don't wanna, that's too much right now. That's too much. Lucy, you should have said bye to the people. Come. Yes. Come. By the way, Liz, you see this? Look on this. Woo! Go on. Good girl. This is okay. So I was in the bookstore and I saw it and I thought it's Adam and Eve. So that's what my perception was, still is. And so I picked it up and then I looked at the back. First of all, I looked at it and I saw the lovers and I'm like, well, makes sense. Adam and Eve were lovers. They were put together. God made them for each other and to be fruitful and multiply. By the way, there's a saying in the Bible that women will be saved through childbirth. And that's, up for interpretation for me, in the sense that, does that mean that a woman cannot be saved unless she has a child? And then I'm like, God wouldn't really do that because, well, I'm not going to speak for him. Lord, filter my words. I'm just saying that I would imagine that because not everybody is meant to have children. However, God wants all his people to be saved because he doesn't want his people to suffer unless they choose that for themselves, because they choose to deny him, like blatantly, like if you sin against him directly. Once again, not going to talk for God. I'm just saying, like, that's what my interpretation of what the Bible says. Now, back to the woman childbirth thing. I was saying, because when Eve, because we're talking about Adam and Eve in a way, when she sinned and she encouraged Adam to sin, that was a big F up. And so I think that her way to be rectified and her way to be saved, I'd imagine, is through childbirth when she had Abel and Cain. And then, so that goes for all women moving forward. And I don't know though. I don't know. I need to be rectified on that for understanding, for my understanding. And maybe everybody else's who needs to understand that. But yeah, I rebuke the devil in the mighty name of Jesus, because why they're talking about tarot, they're talking about tarot on this. And so I was like, should I get this? Still. So there's this book I'm reading right now. And, well, not right now. I took a break on it. There's a character featured in the book who, so the book is about this girl that goes to this school. I'm going to leave it there. Basically, she reads tarot, or there's tarot referred to in the book. And I rebuke the evil eye. I rebuke the devil. I rebuke premature death. Like, there's all this stuff that is just misleading and misguiding. And I'm like, why are you trying to take credit for God's work? Like, he created the lovers. He created Adam and Eve. He created man and woman. He created people. So he created all of us. So don't come on here trying to have people picking and thinking it's their destiny and crap. Like, it's just beyond me. Anyways, so the story time. I'm gonna pause the video again. This is in parts, chat. I don't want the thing to shut off, the video to shut off, because my camera, once it reaches a certain length in recording, it's like, bye, peace, love you. Okay, so I got burnt on my hand making mac and cheese. Like the steam, the pot had a little sliver out. Yeah. Books. So let's start with her, shall we? The most famous girl in the world. The title sounds exciting, phenomenal, like a grabber. I'm a few paragraphs into this book and I'm like, I would have liked, and I'm not trying to judge, it might get more meaty and juicy as things go along. It's just that the language, man, like bare bad word, and I think that, you know, that's a lot of ways to go. So, and I don't want to read a bunch of bad words. I want to read a book. So there's that. So far, you know, it's talking about someone who got released from prison, and the story is being told from the perspective of the person who apparently sent them to prison. So yeah, it seems modern. They mentioned Apple, and yeah, so let's see, I guess, how it goes. How, you know, if the Lord is like, push through, babes, push through, because he honestly doesn't really restrict. I don't want to say restrict. He doesn't, I'm not going to speak for God because that's not the road to travel on. It's more so, I feel like when you're in the world, you test, you're testing what's going on in the world. I think I've mentioned this before in another video. Yes, I mentioned stuff in my videos all over the place, but it's like you have to test prophecies. Okay, now I'm not saying this is a prophecy, I don't know, I'm just saying that when things come at you, you can't just box it well. Like, you have to pick out the good, pick out the bad, and you need to separate the weeds from the tares. All right, so there's that. Next, this book I got at the conference, from the conference. I made a video about this. Not the book specifically, the book was mentioned, but this is in the conference video. I scratched a card and won. Long story short, this book is amazing. So it's by Purina Institute, and so it's very academic in the sense that they team up with, like, they collaborate with veterinarians. So Purina is a veterinary company, okay? Mostly they focus on nutrition. They're also very well known for their prescription diets. So, and it's a hefty book, okay? I'm opening a random page, and this is talking about hepatic disease with or without hepatic encephalopathy in cats. Hepatic encephalopathy, for example, so hepatic refers to the liver, encephalopathy refers to disease of the brain. So encephalo is brain, pathy refers to disease. And so, yeah, yes, Lucy, you want to come up here? You've been liking sitting on this chair, laying on the chair. She likes to lay on the chair. Her tree is set up, so let's see if she's gonna more favor the tree. yeah, so that's this book. I'm very happy that I won it. Thank you, VMX. Thank you, Purina Institute. Okay, so the puss chews things. She chewed multiple of my handbags. Kind of one of my favorite handbags. So it was a Coach tote. Like, I toted that almost everywhere. Traveled with it. It was phenomenal for stuffing things in there. Like, everything fit in that bag. Not everything, but you get what I mean. And pretty much everything. The post chew up the leather, because it's a leather bag. She chew up the bag, me say. Not like crazily, but she would like find that she'd go to the corners and you just see her little teeth marks in there. I've even caught her chewing my bags. What are you doing down there? What are you doing under there? You under the chair, you lay down. Make biscuits. So, books. Next up, it's a series, okay? This is a popular series and I didn't know that at the time when I got it. So, this is the first of the series. This is the second of the series. Where the mark is, that's where I reach. This book I finished reading this one. So story time of when I got introduced to this. I was at the airport, interestingly, talking just about travel. I was heading to England to visit family. I was heading there with family and we came across one of the bookstores in the airport and this one was there. I read the back and it's a fantasy kind of book. It's fiction. It had mythical creatures and I am intrigued by those categories. I have to be careful, especially now on my journey with God, because of you're not really supposed to make images of mythical creatures, for lack of a better word, or for lack of a better phrase. I guess I need to become more familiar with that and really narrow that down. Basically, it's about this girl who grows up. Alright, I don't want to talk too much about it, but basically, she is away from home and she ends up falling in love and she ends up experiencing challenges, saving the ones that she loves, and I'm gonna leave it right there. This one, like I mentioned, I'm not too far in it, but it starts with a wedding, which is nice. So maybe that was too much. I think I'm gonna edit that part out. But lo and behold, after I got this book, when I finished it, I was at work and I saw somebody with it and I heard people talking about it. At the time I saw the person with the book, there was a conversation about the book and I ended up mentioning to one of the people that I'm at this book now. So, and like we spoke about it a little bit because she never reached too far, so I never wanted to tell her too much, but we kind of had a little bonding moment over it. And I think that's something beautiful about books and reading and book clubs. When I was growing up in school, we took literature, and so there were certain books that we had to read and we had to analyze the books, we had to write essays about the books, we discussed them, we took exams on the books, and like as classmates, if we discuss the books together, and some of us had favorite books, some of us had books that we didn't really take to as much or gravitate to as much. But she's still there. She's grooming. You're grooming yourself. I don't mean to interrupt you. But yeah, so I want to bring her up so you can see her. Sometimes she makes a guest appearance, and she's actually been a guest on one of my book Lover Club episodes before. She's made guest appearances in multiple of my videos, my social media in general. So go watch my stuff if you want. So yeah, let's move on. It's interesting because something like this happened to me with another book. I went to Barnes and Noble. If not Barnes and Noble, it was Strand Bookstore in NYC, and I bought the book, reading the back. I love going to the bookstore and reading the synopsis, whether it's at the back, like on the back of the cover, or sometimes it's in the first, like when you first open the book, it's on one of those pages, wherever, even just finding it. I don't usually read the reviews. I don't want to spoil anything, and sometimes people's opinion is not your own. But that's the beauty of an opinion. Everybody has one, right? It's free. And it's either while I was reading it or when I just finished reading it, the series came up on Netflix. And the book that I got was not even one that had, sometimes when a book is on TV, they'll recreate the book or reprint the book with the characters that are on the show, like, or something that's associated with how it appears on TV. However, this was like the original, like this was before it was on Netflix. So I guess I have a touch. All right. Let's move on to the next book. This is Wealth Habits. This book, I came across indirectly. So, indirectly. I saw this woman on YouTube, and she is an entrepreneur, and she creates videos. Her videos are mostly focused on that. She featured this author on one of her, on a video, and she was talking with her. She told her story, and she mentioned her book, and I was drawn and intrigued by her story, and it was inspiring. So clearly it inspired me to get the book. Where my bookmark is where I've gotten, and so far I find it to be insightful. I don't reach too far yet, but I think it's great that she is sharing tips and insights on how to achieve financial freedom. Like, that's a lot of what a lot of people deal with, and it could be anybody, everybody basically. And it's either you want to get financially free, or you are and you want to stay that way. And in how unpredictable this economy is, it only makes sense that you would want to attain financial freedom. Now, God will tell you, or the Bible even will say that, the Bible will tell you, it's good to be poor in spirit, and rich people will find it hard to get to heaven, because money can easily be an idol. And at the same time, keep in mind that God doesn't want his people to be poor. And yes, I said poor in spirit, those people are blessed. However, God created wealth, God created riches, God created everything beautiful and good, and obviously He would want us to have that. And provided we are following His guidance, His footsteps. Now, let me say, obviously, in the world, especially that we live in, because first off, Solomon was the richest king in the world. I saw something online that was saying this random king is the richest in the... No, Solomon. And God gave him that. God gave him wisdom and God gave him wealth. And so it only makes sense that if this is something that will make you live a more comfortable life, live better, be happier, because, or money doesn't buy happiness. However, if you can pay your bills, you're not going to be as stressed in that arena, right? So obviously God would want you to not be stressed. And so the things that will help you to reduce your stress, God would want that for you, right? And those things would look like money, because of the world we live in, a home, a family, friends, and pets, just whatever for you would make you happy. I'm gonna digress, okay? But this was great. So this pen is from Lifelines, and I think it's such a cool concept because it's a diffuser pen. So it has fragrance, like fragrance oils. I don't know if you can see it from here. Right now I have it in the transport case. So this is like for flying. So like the airplane mode case. This is the airplane mode case. So it says for air travel on the cap. But yeah, basically you can write with this pen and it can release fragrance to create an aura. And so I saw this in Target, and yeah, I saw this in Target and I snagged it. I paid for it, I bought it, and I thought it was cool, so I got it. It also had different ones, it's not just this one. Yeah, anyway, thank you for watching Book Lover Club. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you stay safe. I hope you feel loved. I hope you feel safe. I hope you feel comfort. I hope you find joy. I hope you feel joy. And until next time, God's willing, keep Him first, keep God first, love always, and bye. I'm gonna finish the story time in a little bit after this. Toodles! Whew. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the story time. Look! Steady look on me. Come, finish the story time with me. Jesus help me. Not my mother. Not my mother, child. Ah! Oh my goodness. That's too much. Okay. Woo! Look. Look over there. Look. Watch you. Sit. And look. It's okay. Alright, so picked up a few things in the grocery store, and then then went on to get the chair. Now, what else did I get in the grocery store? So I ended up getting some seasoning, including sage leaves. Now, that's another thing. Yeah, we'll get to that. Some garlic salt. I picked up plantain, frozen. I got, what else did I pick up? Snapple apple. So there's a girl on TikTok, I think, and she always orders turkey, salsalito turkey, and she gets everything on it. She gets salt and pepper, and she gets, sometimes she'll twist it up a little bit, like she'll take off something, she'll add something, and she gets Snapple apple. You can see, I don't know if you can see him because he's kind of laying down more in my lap, like he's a bit lower down. Come up, come now, man. Do I have to get you a toy or something? What happened? You look so concerned. So alright, go on. Let me put it on. He just shook and hit the box behind me, like his tail. He is greyhound. Yeah. With bull terrier. Pit bull, them say, pit bull mix, possible. Less likely. Maybe not. There's DNA tests out there. One of those companies have genetic testing that I saw when I was at the conference. It was featured for pets, for dogs. Anyway, so back to the story. So yeah, I got Snapple apple. You leaning on me. It's just sweet like that. This is sweeter boy. Yeah, definitely greyhounds. Because he's lean, he's thin. And his body condition is a 4 out of 9. So I don't want to hear nobody mouth in here. He's skinny. Yeah. We're not predisposing to diabetes out here. We're not stressing the joints, honey. We're not stressing the heart. And that's just his body condition. I digress. So I got juice. I got, what else did I get? And he eats on average twice a day. He eats Hills. So right now he eats Hills Science Diet. He gets treats. He's not the biggest on treats. It depends on the treats, actually. He really liked from the Bark Box the cheesy treats that he got, and the pork and apple, I think, was a flavor treat. Like pop cups. He likes pop cups. You lick my toe. You're being sweet, a cutie. And he's grooming me right now. Darling boy. That tickles. That tickles. He picked out a treat at the pet store. He picked out a treat at the pet. Say that 5 times fast. I challenge you. I dare you. Say it 5 times fast. He picked a treat at the pet store. And he's not with it. I'll try it another time. I'll try him with it again. Maybe it's just the time and he didn't want it. Anyways, so to summarize, when I got home, I was not only thankful for the furniture, I also ended up making juice to take with me to work. And ow! And he's like laying on my toe. His elbow was in my toes. And I ended up getting food to bring with me to work. I also ended up getting food to help me make dinner tonight. And it was mac and cheese. Like I mentioned, I burned myself. But it's like, it was spiced up. Like it had the sage leaves. I was talking about that because people burn sage to get rid of negative energy. Stop your foolishness. Pray to God and he'll fix it for you. Put it in his hands. Okay? And have faith. Because those who doubt are swaying in the breeze, like you're gonna fall out, because you have to have faith. But so yeah, the sage was in there. I put mushroom in there. I added extra cheese. I used almond milk powder from Lasco. If you know, you know. I also got like a different flavor, like a cherry berry, that I'm intrigued about. So there's that. What else did I put in there? The garlic, no, it wasn't that salt. It was smoked salt. Smoked salt tastes phenomenal. Like, if you grooming me again, you mean so sweet, a cutie. His little spot, like he has a little white spot on the back of his neck. Someone said it looked like an upside down heart. You're being so sweet. Thank you, Cole. I named him Cole because his eyes look like he has coal around them. Kohl is an eyeliner, very popular in like Middle Eastern countries and in the Middle Eastern culture. It also has health benefits. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. That's why I named him Kohl. And I was on it for a while in terms of changing his name. I didn't know what. I wasn't sure what to name him. I thought of Papsy because I'll call him Papsy sometimes. But I call multiple people Papsy. So I'm like, And Solo, his adopted name, I'm like, it sounds too lonely. And I don't watch Star Wars. So the Han Solo, mind you, if he's a hero, I get it, Solo wasn't it for me personally. It's cute. Maybe it could be his middle name. So yeah, Kohl, Kohl is the name that I think God is okay with me giving him. Hopefully, God's willing. Now, God's timing is everything. It's perfect, and it may not seem to make any sense. For example, I was in the store, I was in Target, and I went in there for a specific thing. I went for a fan. Time is hot. I don't have an AC, and that doesn't matter. I wanted a fan, and I was gonna get one earlier, and I ended up not getting it because I had to regulate myself. Anyway, I really needed a fan. I really wanted, let me not say need because I'm not falling out in here. I really wanted a fan, and I felt like the Holy Spirit, I felt like God nudged me to get the fan today. And he also was like, only the fan. And so, and like basically just that. So I go to the store, get the fan, and ended up getting two actually. Not important. Actually ended up getting three. One for mom. Ultimately, I was about to head to the register, and I felt like God was like, go that way, like in the opposite direction. and I saw signs. I'm not gonna say them right now. I don't wanna sound like I don't wanna do too much. I don't wanna say too much. And this is not fiction. This is fact. Okay. This is not fairy tale. This is like literally when I say God will plug you because he knows the way to communicate with you. And so I feel like I have ways that God will communicate with me. And so far, it works. It's been working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, honey. And I don't do witchcraft. I don't read tarot. I bought this. I think part of the reason I bought this was to talk about this on here. It wasn't the plan. I also feel like it's taking back what's God's. You know what I mean? Like, stop your foolishness about tarot. Anyway, I'm not judging people who do it. I'm just saying, like, leave it alone in your best interest. So yeah, I ended up, it never made sense to me because I'm like, I've been in this store many times. I don't need anything else. Even if I've never been in here before, I came for a specific thing. I have it already. I don't have no money to be buying a bag of other things. Like, and even if I did, I just didn't need them or I didn't want them. And I felt like God instructed me to just get this thing. However, I followed instructions, the nudge, and I went in that direction. I followed the people somebody had on green, and I don't want to guess, I think somebody had on pink as well. And those are two of my favorite colors, and for me, that is a sign to move forward. Depending though, like not always. And there's colors that will warn me to not. However, even with the green and the pink, I feel like God and I have a way that we communicate that is like, I'm gonna stop there. I digress. So, I mentioned in another video, it's called Vanilla Girl. It's not. It's called Big Up, Sir Davis, Whip Shots, Forever Mood, Ipsy. Big Up Ipsy, Sir Davis, Whip Shots, Forever Mood, etc. It's like a nighttime routine video, Pure Vibes nighttime routine. And I mentioned that there's ways that God will plug you, and one day I'll try to explain it. And this isn't, if he allows me, if he says it's okay, if it's okay, because that's personal. And people are judgmental, which they shouldn't be, because that's a sin. And if you judge, because I read this today, if it wasn't Matthew, it's Luke. If you judge, Luke 6, if you judge people the exact way that you judge them, it's going to come back on you. Okay? And Jesus wasn't with it. He's not with it. Anyways, if you're interested in deep diving and delving deeper into that, read. Right now, I'm about to be reading Luke 6 through 13. So I'm finishing up with 6. And yeah. I also have Matthew, I think Matthew 3 to 7, and don't mark my words, but mark, no pun intended. So I think there was another, I was reading Psalm 83 before that, and yeah, like honestly, that's another thing I like, about the Bible. A lot of things are timely, right? So back to this story, I go in the opposite direction of where the cashier is, the cash register, and a man in green shorts and a white shirt was like, your phone. I had put my phone down when I first came into the store and totally, completely forgot about it. And that's another thing I ask God for, is total and complete obedience. And this is the point. Complete and total obedience to God. Because to who else? No. So I am not saying to be a rebel, okay? I'm just saying, I'm not saying to be a delinquent, to go crash out. And I'll talk about delinquency another time. This guy tells me your phone, and I was like at a loss for words. I couldn't believe it, because had I not walked in that direction, maybe he would have still found a way. God would have still found a way to tell me, you left your phone, this person has your phone, or something. It's just more like, you know, so, you know, God will plug you. That's the way he plugged me. That's an example of how he will plug you. And, you know, you can't fail if you have God. You will not fail. You cannot. So I'm gonna finish up with my hair, hopefully. There's plenty stories I could tell that I won't right now. And if God doesn't want me to tell them, I pray he shut my mouth. And I pray that he just... So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Keep God first. Love always. Until next time. Love you. Bye. You don't want me to get up? It's not time to end the video. That's why. It's not time to end the video. It's not. I don't have anything else to really talk about right now though. Cool? You have anything else to say? Lucy has something to say. Lucy. Come. Lucy. She's scaring the dog. Lucy. You be nice. That's it, guys. I'm not about to stress the animals. It's not worth it. Gradual, safe, slow introductions. Okay? Okay? We don't want a clash. A crash out. We don't want negativity. Okay? Cool. Jesus, peace. Look, tell them goodbye. Bye.